Yeah.
I've been on camera for how many years and I still don't care. For clothes wise, I just want to make sure like there's nothing in my nose. That's the biggest thing to me. Like, could be shit in my teeth. I don't give a shit. As long as there's like no boogers, no offense, Watts. But like, I do not want to have no boogers in my nose. And I'm talking, they're like, yo, but so, because I've had some bad ones, fam. I had my do rag one episode. My do rag was like up here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm saying it was like right at the top of the crease. People would have saw my bald spot and stuff. And too, Nana Goody was there. Like I felt bad. I was just like, damn, I didn't even look good for Nana Goody.
Oh no, you can't do that. You
You
can't
say
do
it
that.
right? But really quick, it's the Man Dem shows your boy Gutsy.
It's your boy Vegas.
And we're doing something different. We had a gentleman made a comment on one of our posts, and I wanted to just break this down with him. So we got Mr. Dre Cey in the cut with the Man Dem. Appreciate you coming through, my G.
Well, I mean, first of all, thank you for calling me a gentleman. Uh, that that's not a word I've heard a lot lately. With describing me, so I'll take that. I'll take that, and it's a pleasure to be on, man. It's a pleasure to be on. You know,
So what do you get called if it's not a young gentleman?
I
Maybe
mean,
the N word.
just you could just find a bad word that any female has ever called a male that she is just not fucking with. I've been called those.
Ah,
Um, Yeah, just I'm not gonna go down the list. Would I go down that? That's a negative path, man. That's a that's a really really negative path.
Before we get into the actual convo, Vegas, do you know your guys' connection?
Bay Cola.
Ah, sick with
No,
it, sick with it, sick with it,
Yeah.
sick with it.
Come on, come on.
say word.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
She's like I kind of I wouldn't say I'm manager, but I guide her, advise whenever
that's good.
whenever
I'm
she's
glad
ready to
she has
drop.
somebody in the corner. I'm
Oh
glad
for
she has somebody in the corner, man.
oh for sure, man. But yeah,
That's blessed. That's fam. That's fam all day.
me too. She's my family too.
So are we gonna we have to put out are you gonna put out the whole interview with her?
Yes, I am. I spoke to her. I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, I think I still think that's golden. That was a golden episode.
Hmm. Hmm.
She
Golden.
don't hold nothing back. That's the one thing I can say about Big Cola. You ask her something, she's down to answer whatever, bro. One of the things I admire about her. She has no holds barred.
I will say she gave us one of the realest episodes we've ever got.
Yeah,
It got real. I'll just say that.
she doesn't
Coming
hold back.
coming coming soon. But yeah, man. So I was today, I know the world is gone crazy over this whole World War III in hip hop right now with the gal them beefing and 20 versus 1 on Drake. But the bloggers, they wanted to chime in this. Well, one blogger in particular, Adam22 came out, and I didn't even realize the whole clip that I had didn't play. But in the clip, he was just pretty much saying that Joe Button had an issue with No Jumper, saying pretty much No Jumper's numbers is going down. It's whatever, right? And Adam22 responded, said said no Joe. He called Joe Button a perky head, which I find crazy because I could have sworn Adam22 does perks too. Whatever, yeah. Okay. Conversation for another day. But he was saying the main thing that he feels like Joe's not even in the big three of the blogs. He said that the big three is Vlad, him, and academics. And then
Sorry,
yeah, it's interesting. Me and Vegas had a conversation. We don't even think
that's
that
crazy.
Adam should be in the big three, but that's how he feels. That's how he feels. But Tracy made a comment that it was interesting to me because I don't feel this way, but he felt like he said Adam22 has only a few years of relevancy left. You heard it here first. So I replied back, in hip hop, maybe. I think so. But the coroners, I think with the coroners, he's there for a minute.
You're
He
right.
then JC then replied, not without Lena. And that ain't gonna last much longer either. He can't do that shit without her.
Mm.
So this is why I wanted to argue. Because in my opinion, I feel like what he's been able to build with Plug Talk and a little bit of stuff with No Jumper, I feel like the porn is his bag. I even feel like he should stay away from the hip hop stuff. Like I feel like him and shout out our boy Ryan Panwall, what they're doing for like podcasting and porn and interviewing in porn. I feel like they're top tier. They're entertaining. I can't even remember the last time or anyone where you could see somebody like getting interviewed and then after they just start smashing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you don't really see those kind of things just in general. So I feel like with that, I feel like he might be able to sustain being in the corn industry for a while. But why do you feel like and why do you feel like Lena is just gonna go away? They looks like they're gonna do another threesome just now. So
Yeah, Adam says a lot of things. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna just be straight up. I don't know a lot about Adam22. What I do know is Adam22 is what I would like to call the French Montana of the podcast world. Why do I call him the French Montana? Well, he seems to always need to have somebody feature on somebody's thing for him to get any type of relevancy, bro. Besides him initially building up No Jumper, which I have to give him credit for, he did that, worked it out the mud. When it started to dip, did he not have to hire a cast of people to come on and employ different shows and do all these different things? When it comes to the corn, as you say with the corn, if you think anybody is watching that for Adam22, I mean, that's to me is the craziest thing ever, because I know nobody's watching that for him. And when you're talking about the talk show, not little, but the talk show that they have together, the girls aren't coming on there because they're curious about Adam. That's not why they're coming on the show. They're not there because, oh, you know, Adam, I heard about, no. It's definitely not him. You know what I mean? And with this whole situation with Lena, I mean, at some point, people got to realize when they're being used, abused, and accused. You know what I mean? Like, she's getting it all over the place, used and abused. And when it comes to the accusations of, you know, who is leading this pack, it's always, everybody says it's Adam is the one that's guiding. She's just a little pawn in the game. How long do you play this chess game where you are comfortable being the pawn, where you get to move around one space at a time? How comfortable are you with that before you say to yourself, listen, I realize that I don't really need you, and you're out here doing whatever you want, but I can't do what I want? What do you think it meant for their relationship when she finally was able to break out and be able to go out with another dude and do her thing? Adam had been doing that forever.
I think it says a lot though, but I think the openness, because if she would have just did that one and left it alone, I would have maybe even said like, yeah, you know, he's controlling the thing. But again, they did the little D situation. They did a whole show trying to find the next one that they can have together. And now they're doing another one together and they have a kid together. They're married. So I'm looking at it. They're not like us. You know what I'm saying? They don't think like the way we think. Hold on. Let me change that. They don't think the way me and you think. Because Vegas might think, hey, you know, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
So
I was wondering who you were referring to when you said why it was just like us. I wondered why it was just us. I'm not gonna lie. But okay.
So the way we think, that lifestyle, it'll be hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like I could probably date. I could have before. I don't think now. I don't think I'll be able to date a porn star. She couldn't be fucking anybody else. She gotta only be fucking me. So yes, I could understand us looking at it like, yo, you know, this lifestyle that we're living is crazy. You know, maybe she's being held down but at the same time, maybe she's encouraging it. Maybe she knew, hey, let's play the long game. Let's continue doing the females and it will build up to the point where it's just like, when I'm finally ready to do a guy on guy, we can make so much money off of it and blah, 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 which I feel like they did. I feel like the Jason Love probably was one of the top frigging adult videos of last year. It was last year it happened, right? Whenever it happened. So
one of the worst videos on all of history in corn. Horrible.
No, it wasn't. I don't know what video you seen. Horrible. That video was amazing.
JC's probably not into the one-on-one interracial. He probably wants to see gangbangs and all sorts of different stuff.
Listen, for me, it wasn't even about just the one-on-one interracial can be very, very good. You know what I'm saying? But like, it was boring. What did they do that I haven't done? It's boring. It's boring. If I'm watching something like that, I want to see something that I ain't never seen. Do something crazy. That was boring. That was boring. That was 2 50-year-olds making love.
But that I think you see, you're looking at it from a different perspective. Again, I think the perspective of, yo, this is Adam22's wife.
Right.
Like I think it was a conversation that we were having. I think it was off camera with Gucci or something, but it was like the market and the niche. I don't think the niche was for the average person to watch. I think the niche was more for a voyager and you want to call it a cuck.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that experience of watching somebody else's wife get smashed that we have never seen anybody else smash other than her husband.
That was the big draw. That was the big
Yeah,
sell.
that was the draw. I don't think they were gonna do like Lena's beautiful, but she's not crazy. Like she don't do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? She don't have any special moves or anything. She's just a very beautiful girl.
Yeah, I mean, if that's her thing, just to be very beautiful, that was accomplished, you know. But it's like I'm saying, just in the context of levels, there's levels to the game, bro. Like if we're talking about just beauty, I don't have to give you names out here of any video you could watch of them, and it was way more exciting. And at some point with her, I feel for her just being able to go out and explore that. Maybe she let it a little bit, but it's definitely a monetary factor behind let's do a TV show. Let's do another one. So if you're telling me that Adam, once again, is not French Montaning, then I don't know. Because that sounds like they're all in the French Montanic booth. Like they're getting hot. It's getting hot.
I don't like that term, French Montanan.
Well, you're obviously a French Montana fan, and I apologize. I apologize that you're a fan.
Hold on. You think Adam22 and Lena got invited to Diddy parties?
I mean, they needed somebody to organize, right? So, what better planner than that?
Take that.
You got everything covered.
So, you had a question, Vegas?
Nah, I just didn't like French Montanan.
French Montana is his dog. He's still trying to get a French
it's not
Montana
even that.
interview.
It's because if you're trying to correlate a French Montana and Adam22, it's like the thing is, French Montana's still not that relevant or that hot. Like he was, but not anymore.
I see what you're saying.
And it wasn't really based on features. All of his good songs weren't a feature actually. So I don't even know.
Well, I beg to differ.
Pop That was one of his best songs. That was a feature.
Some of his biggest songs were features. What about the song that he had with Post Malone and Cardi B? That's another one of his biggest songs of all time. The other song that he had was with Sway Lee. I could keep going, my guy.
Ooh.
Don't do that. Don't come on your own podcast. Don't come on your own podcast and start chatting shit. Don't do that.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
All right.
I like the smoke. I like the smoke. So going back to Adam22 now. So you feel like what do you say, a year, 2 years, it's done for? Do you feel like Adam20? I guess if you're saying Adam22, you would feel like the No Jumper platform itself would go down too, no?
I mean, that's already on a downhill slide. There's what's bringing that back up from where it's going right now, right? There's at this point it's just a downhill. There's nobody he can bring on. There's no other shows he can introduce. It's a stale platform. So the core fans that he has gained over the time, they're gonna stay. But I'm talking about over time, him acquiring new fans or even bringing back some of the people that left. That shit ain't happening. That ain't never happening for him. So he's going to have to find another lane if he plans to stay relevant, which is why he's with all the antics right now, with all the shits. And I will liken him to some other people that are the same way. The Island Boys did the same business strategy. 6ix9ine had the same business strategy. Lil Pump had the same business strategy. And where are they all right now? Same thing. Hot, fire. Fell off. Started resorting to doing stupid shit to gain viral attention. People got annoyed and bored with it because it's stupid. And they fell off. So, I don't want to put a time frame on it because if I put a time frame on it, people are going to, I know how the internet works. If I put a
He's gonna
time
come
frame and
back.
I say 2 years, I'm going to see comments 3 years from now if he's still doing something saying, "Oh, this guy was wrong."
You're
So
wrong, just
yeah, like people are gonna wait. They're gonna wait. They're gonna set their calendars for it. So I'm not even about that life. But I can tell you he doesn't have longer than 4 years. I can definitely tell you that. There's no way. There's no way. Not at this pace. Not at the things that he's doing. I don't see it.
So you're saying by 2030 we might be seeing like the completely like we're gonna start seeing the YouTube's official fall of No Jumper. Like
We're gonna see.
remember when you
We're gonna be seeing extreme desperation levels within the next few years. You're gonna be seeing Adam continue to do saying these outlandish things, trying to do crazy stuff with Lena. He's gonna make statements that he's doing a gay scene. That might happen. Oh wait, that happened already.
he
When
might
you
actually do it.
he might actually have to go
I
out
think
and
he
do
might
it.
actually do it.
He might have to do it. And knowing him, he might release it as like, "Oh, somebody snuck this video and it got leaked." That's a move.
No, I could see him just blowing out a LGBTQ community members back out and on camera and just fully being like, hey, like I wanted to experience it. At this point, it was just like, hey, why not? I'm having fun, in my porn bag. And again, because he's not really one of us, I think they'll always give him a pass. They'll always they'll slide him through because it's like he's not really a nigga. So it's just like, who cares?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I think
core fans.
and I think that if he experiences, I'm sure he's gonna do the gay stuff, and then he's probably gonna do the Transformer stuff as well. Like he's already interviewed them. He probably his brain already clicked on that side, and that's honestly like right now in the industry, that's popping right now is Transformers. But
I
I
would
think
I would see him doing that before he does the gay.
yeah. But as for No Jumper falling off the next 5 years, JC, you don't think that he built a sustainable enough core group for him to even fall back from being the face of No Jumper and having like Remo and all those other guys take over? Like you don't think that
Flacco,
will
Sharp.
ever happen at all? Exactly.
He ruined a good thing, man. He ruined a good thing. And then sometimes, unfortunately, in life, you don't get a second chance, Skip Bayless. You know what I mean? So when you go out and people realize that they're starting to be treated a certain way and you're not appreciated for the way that you get treated or the things that you bring to the table, I should say. You don't get appreciated for the things you bring to the table. Eventually that steam that you had is going to run out, man. That shit's going to run through the whole industry. People aren't going to want to work with you. If they do, they're going to expect certain things. He probably has to pay people more now, or if he's not paying them more, he's getting lower quality. That's what's happening for him right now. Lower quality hosts, or I got to pay you more because you're working on my channel and it's on a downhill slide. So I don't see how you come up from that. How do you rise from that? What stock market are we working in right now where that stock is about to go back up? That sounds like a failing business to me, man. I just don't see it. And like I don't know, like I don't know everything about Adam 22 or whatever. But from what I do know and from what I've seen and my experience in the industry, there's no way you can see somebody's downfall. You can watch it. And we're watching it right now in HD, and luckily we got 8K now because we're in 2024.
The only reason why I'll say that I feel like he won't, because I was watching a crash out right in front of my eyes in Toronto too, and he's been able to keep this same thing sustainable because people like the fuckery. So I
Right.
feel like if you can give them the fuckery, but still be able to do like Vegas is saying, is still have a sustainable network or sustainable where you're able to still break down, still give good interviews, still get decent viral moments. But like I agree with you, like the shit up there that's going viral might not always be the good things. Like when's the last time? Like this is why I always give Joe Button the credit of being one of the best podcasters, bloggers, whatever, because he doesn't have guests.
Right.
For years, his show is not built on guests. Same thing with like Ak. You got to give Ak, as much as people don't like him for the war on Chirac, he was there on live stream every night, every weekend, whatever, doing it dolo, getting up there and just trying to break it down. And I feel like those guys, like, that's what That's what podcasting should be. That's what like real content creation should be. Whereas Vlad's different. Vlad interviews people, but I feel like he's giving you good moments, informative shit.
Yeah.
Adam22, I don't get that. It's pure entertainment. But it's like, it's the Jerry. That's why I feel like he'll be able to sustain that, because we watch Jerry Springer do the most fuckery for years.
Yeah.
And it's like people like to watch a train wreck. So I feel like honestly, the only way Adam22 will get out of here, if he crashes on an ODs. I don't wish that on nobody, but I feel like if he he goes on this coke rain, and I feel like with what he's built, again, with the porn side and the hip hop side, I think he'll be able to be sustainable. He's got the new No Jumper store that just opened up in, I believe it was Melrose or somewhere, and they're selling clothes now. They're doing freestyles, everything.
Yeah, he has a store. What? He has the what are they selling? Clothes of what?
Yeah.
No jumper merch.
No jumping merch, or I believe it's like other people that he works with merch, but it's just pretty much another shop. I just feel like yes, because again, the same thing that Adam went through, I went through because I was on the different side, but whatever. But I just feel like when you learn about people that you're working with and stuff like that, you gotta make the right steps into making the network and your staff just feel
like a family, like a unit.
Like a unit. I don't even want to say family, because I feel like family can still fuck you up. That's why I don't like to say family, more like a collective unit. Like everybody knows their place. We're not going to disrespect anybody because of any issues. We're not going to be talking behind anybody's back. We know what the main goal is, and that's what it should
be. I agree. I totally agree. That's how you build something sustainable. That's how you do it. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He fucked that up. He fucked it up majorly. And then in an effort to try to rebuild, he goes for desperation plays. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring on people who will just get me the most views, as opposed to let's bring on the guests who will give me an interesting conversation. It's like, I understand that people are with the fuckery. Listen, I'm with it too. Sometimes I come home, I want to see people life be a disaster because I had a bad day. And I get it. I totally understand it, right? But like I said, with everything else, you've seen this play out. When they go that route, it can only last for so long. Jerry Springer is a one-off. That's a one-off, right? And that's because that was the trash TV. That's all we had. But there was a time when we had Jenny Jones, we had Ricky Lake, we had a whole bunch of people, right? Jerry was just the only one to last. That shit is not. That's a shooting star, man. That shit is not.
We had Maury. We had Steve.
Yes. Oh yes. Sorry, my bad.
There was other ones too.
What was the black ball dude? The black ball dude, man.
Montel Williams.
Montel. There we go. You see what I'm saying? But like there you go. So boom, there's a market where you have a ton of people trying to find the same demographic. Only one survives. And even that one that survives on life support, because while he was on, who's watching Jerry Springer after the year 2004 for real? Unless you're seeing little clips here and there, like who's going to watch the show?
Niggas in jail.
That's a lot of niggas. That's a lot of people.
They used to fight me for that, bro. Like, so we're watching Jerry.
I'm just showing you a path. I'm just showing you a path of breadcrumbs that Hansel and Gretel followed. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for that candy house. And I that's all I'm saying, bro.
Before we get out of here, this 20 versus 1, who's up right now?
Oh, we're talking about, let's get into Drake. Drake is definitely, Drake is up. Drake is up, man. I mean, what's the real competition right now? It's Kendrick dropped a verse. J. Cole apologized. And Drake.
Let's not even talk about that guy.
Right. I
for hip hop for like 5 years.
For me as a Jamaican, I want him to cut his dreads off. Let's just put it down.
A lie? That should be his friggin'.
Because Rastafari, no, I'm about that like that. You understand? So you can't do that to Rastafari. Jeez, that's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, from him doing a full song and just smashing multiple people. I don't know if he did like a whiteboard and did like columns and just decided what he was gonna say about each person and just laid out. But the way he just laid it out, I said this today when I was at work to one of my coworkers. I said, listen, I got at this point, as far as diss tracks and comebacks, Drake has to be top 3. He has to be. Because the only time he didn't respond was Adidon. The story of Adidon was Pusha T. And the only reason he didn't drop that was because Jay Prince suggested that he shouldn't release it. I'm going to say suggested in a nice way. So
keep in mind, he shot first though.
He did. But I mean,
at that one, in that situation, he shot first.
Right. With everything, shots are being fired over years. It's just about whoever makes a track first. You know what I mean? Pusha came with the heat. I guess he was gonna come with something crazy, detrimental, so he couldn't drop it. It was the real life ether. Couldn't drop it, you know. But as far as the tracks that he dropped, and even if you listen to the track that he just dropped for all these people, for like 20 people, you listen to the very end, there's another track.
Yeah, he
on
said
the other end that
still
people are saying is another diss track.
Mm-hmm.
Already. So like, come on, man. How do you not put him in the top as far as your hip hop combatants, soldiers?
Because he lost one. Because he lost a battle. I don't put him in my top because he lost. I don't care what the fuck a nigga like Jay Prince says to me about defending my name, dog. I'm dropping a record, dog. Super Ugly was super disrespectful as shit. It still was out here. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with Fuck Your Bitch and the True Hang, West Side. Bad boys on the
bitch, you fat motherfucker.
But hold on.
It's the make money in the background for me. I'm saying
alive, make money. So Jason, you were saying one thing on there is the reason why, like, I can't say that Drake won. He didn't drop the record. The record was leaked. Until this day, the song still technically is not out. So just off the straight, this is my thing. And I know people think I'm a Drake hater and I cape for Kendrick because Kendrick is one of my favorite artists. And it's not even that. Because I wouldn't even say that Kendrick's this, like, whatever, it's cute. But I feel like the only reason why they're up. Okay, me and Vegas were talking about this, but I feel like there's different battles because so many people are getting at it, right? So it's like, it's like, okay, Drake versus Kendrick, I want to say that Kendrick is up solely off the fact that if the tables were turned and Drake was number 1 with a diss record for 3 weeks straight, everyone else, doesn't matter what Kendrick said on the other. If Kendrick came out and said, yeah, you had a daughter that nobody knew about and you have AIDS and this and that and the third, everybody would have still said that Drake won just off the sole fact that he was number 1 for 3 weeks straight. Nobody brings that up. And any other time, people are like, yo, Drake's number 1, but the numbers. He didn't drop. We have to keep that in mind. He did not drop. The songs were leaked. And till today, I was speaking about it. There's still not an official drop on Drake's side. So when everybody's talking about AI from Kendrick, we don't even know if this is AI or not.
Right. I seen that today. The new one that Kendrick.
The new one
right?
from Kendrick, yeah, okay. That one's trash, by the way. Like, but again, like that's the only reason why. If Drake actually came out and said, "Here, push-ups out now on all streaming platforms, out now on my SoundCloud," then I'd be like, he's up on Kendrick. He's not up on Metro Boomin, or he's up on Metro Boomin with the memes. The Weeknd and them need to respond. The Weeknd, Nav, Cash don't rap, but Cash needs to go get on the mic and say something. They need to respond to him.
Cash needs to be on the intro.
He needs to get on his Diddy intro, no Diddy tip, and he needs to be like, yo, what that nigga talk about me for? You got all the other. They need to get at Drake. Because Drake is like 5 points up on EXO, and nobody's talking about that. You know what I'm saying? But going back to it, yes, I am with Charlemagne. I don't even care. I want Drake and Kendrick to just go bar for bar. Like, yo, Drake doesn't even have to drop an album for like the next year. I'd be cool if he just drops both of them every month, single. You know, next month, single. I'd be cool with that for the rest of the year. They don't have to drop another project, whatever.
I'd be here for that too. I mean, who wouldn't be here for that? That'd be sick. That'd be
A
crazy.
lie? Like
Just-
every month we get a response from somebody else?
That's not happening though.
Definitely not. Especially the way Kendrick works. Not happening. Kendrick ain't drop. Fam, I'd be surprised if Kendrick responds to him this year.
I'm hoping.
I really would.
I'm hoping for a Kendrick response by 2025 some point. Just based on the way that he himself said that he likes to write songs. He's not a fast writer. That's not anybody who's in the industry knows that he doesn't write really fast. He's not one of those. Could he write fast? I'm pretty sure he could, but because he's such a perfectionist, he's not just gonna give you the first draft of whatever he writes down, right? So I hear you, but like, okay, this is my response to what he's saying. This is my so Vegas, what you gotta say? I gotta hear Vegas' point.
Yep. Drake is up one in my opinion still, because that song is a slapper. But like we said, it goes back to him. It's not an official release. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, which does put Kendrick above it, but I don't care. Official or not official, Drake's song.
That is hard. Yeah, that push up. And to go back to calling, like just little things like that. If it's called push-ups, that's trash. Call it this song drop and give me 50. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know about the title. I think the title is just whatever. The title is just whatever people. Yeah. But y'all got to explain to me why it not being an official release is a big. It's a fucking track. It's his track. There's been confirmation that it's a real song. It's really Drake. It's not AI. There's been
confirmation from who? From who?
Academics said he had confirmation from the camp. And
never knew.
If we talk in hip hop. And like I said, I like to go off experience. There's been a lot of times where academics have said some shit that we didn't know, and it ends up to be true. Why would he have to lie? Why would he lie and come out and say he got source from somebody's camp if it wasn't true? Because he was one of the first people saying this could be AI. I watched his stream, right? So that's what he said. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna say he got the confirmation from that. The fact that it's not an official release, I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits if it's official release. The flames. Niggas got flamed up. He even had space for John Morant, my nigga, in the track. Okay. And we're talking about people who came back with Metro Boomin and Future did an entire mixtape marketing plan and promotional sales based on Drake. Drake dropped one song and people are out here debating who's winning. What are we talking about right now?
Because he's the biggest artist in the world. That's what we're supposed to do.
Why?
Because again, going back to what you're saying, this is why I don't like having this conversation with Drake. Because if the tables were turned and he did release it and it was number one, but Kendrick yellow taped him, people were seeing that Drake won because he dropped the track that was number one. It's still number one. It's still doing numbers, so nobody cares about what Drake. Because that's always the conversation. That's the only thing I don't like. Maybe it's not even a Toronto thing because I see Americans doing it now too. A lot of Americans are academics' page though, so maybe it's that. But like, I just feel like it's with Toronto. I understand. We're certain people are just gonna ride out for Drake, but again, I just don't feel like it's fair because again, if the tables were turned, we wouldn't be saying this. If Kendrick really yellow taped him, we would be like, but Drake did more numbers.
Exactly.
Drake's number one. And so that's why I don't.
Sorry, Gotti, but I was going to cut you. And that's why when we say it's not an official release, because motherfuckers is always going to be like, well, this shit did more numbers. And Drake would have done more numbers if he released it. So whether it was a better song or not a better song, if Drake was to officially release it, I'm pretty sure it's going to do the same amount, maybe even better numbers than the Kendrick like that. And then people will be like, oh, Drake's song is better because it has more numbers. That's why.
Now, hold on. Before you... I think you're wrong with that. I think the reason why Drake won with the back-to-back and the other stuff, because they were unexpected drops, especially back-to-back, where he dropped a diss record on a man, and then like 24, 48 hours later, he dropped another one. So I feel like him having the leak already out there kind of ruined whatever drop he had or whatever rollout he had planned. So I feel like now if he does drop it, it's not going to do numbers. Yes, it'll do Drake numbers, but unless he has a music video with it, that's going to be mid. It'll do like a mil. I shouldn't even say mid. It'll do like a mil. But again, you got to remember, you feel like that song is going to be playing on radio, Toronto radio? Yes. American radio is not running that tune. Are they getting clear? Diddy's not clearing that record for him right now. You know what I'm saying? That whole Get Money part, Diddy's not clearing that for him right now. Especially if we know about the cease and desist with the songs, Ross, he's not getting that cleared. So I think that there's a lot of stuff that go behind it. Why it's not an official drop, but it's smart marketing and promo. But I still have to give it to them in that sense. They're the only thing, because fam, I've seen it all the time. Well, Drake's number one here, Drake's number one here, but like the song, honestly, never mind, it's trash, but it's number one. But it sucks.
Okay, but this is where I sit on the other side now. Drake to me is a very calculated person as far as when it comes to his beefs and how he's gonna execute. You know, all of the drum line that I just seen outside of Magic City. That's crazy, right? Like, who does that? That's a lot, right? So for me to believe that him leaking this was an accident, there had to be a reason. Whether it's I don't want to put money into this and I'll still crush you, or whether it's not. Because if he did drop it, right, we're all sitting here agreeing that it's going to do numbers. Would it not be a bigger brag to drop this song and have this song doing bigger numbers than any song on the Metro Boomin Future tape, right? That would be a bigger flex. That would be game over. And that, honestly, at this point, could possibly have happened if he wanted to drop the track as an official track. So when he doesn't drop it as an official track, and when it leaks first, the leak first, I think, was testing the market to see how people were fucking with it. That way he could have always come out and said it was AI. People thought it was whack.
Marlon said the best thing about the leak.
What is it?
What if the leak, you see how there's two different versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the first original version, like the one that everybody heard before the academics reversion, what if Drake sent that out to the mole, whoever he thought was the mole? Because there's been like hearings like there's a mole behind the cam. What if he directly said, yo, I'm sending out the diss to people, and he sent that record to the mole knowing that the mole was gonna leak it?
Two birds, one stone.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Very calculated, very calculated. That sounds like something that's a possibility as well. But I'm just saying, like, he didn't do it accidentally. Like, that shit wasn't done accidentally, which is why I'm not holding it against him. I have no choice but to believe that was part of the plan. That was part of the plan, right? And like the numbers, I don't even care. And I don't care who does numbers, because if we could talk about the regular retail average listener, but us three sitting right here and a lot of people that are watching this right now are really about that hip hop. Really here for the bars. I want to hear some bars. I want to hear some responses. I want to hear you come back to some of the shit that this nigga said. I want to hear all of that. And as far as the track that Drake dropped, it had all of that. He responded to things that were said about him. He hit everybody with clever lines, with bars. The song is actually catchy, which is one of the craziest things that Drake is able to do. He's able to turn these diss tracks into song. Because I know when I do a diss track, I'm just trying to destroy somebody. I don't care if it's catchy. I just want you to leave feeling very, very low about yourself. That's it. That's my main goal. His is to make a catchy hit song that can be played on the radio and also diss everybody with effective bars. And it's got come on, dog. What are we talking about, man? This is a ridiculous conversation. There's no competition until Kendrick comes back and drops something. And I said it today, and I will stick by it. I don't see a response. I don't see a response happening. There's not enough pressure on Kendrick where he feels like he needs to respond. Or he would have dropped an album if he felt pressure. Right? So I don't see a response coming. I see this dead. It's
not dead, not yet. But before we, I don't know if Vegas has, but I have one too, and I'm gonna sound like a hater, but I don't care. Is this song better than Duppy?
Because he's attacking multiple people in this one, I don't know. I like the more focused. Me personally, I like the more focused ones where you could just, you just destroy one person on every aspect. But I don't know. It's hard because he literally came at so many people on this song. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
But I don't know if you've heard Duppy recently or not. If you would listen to Duppy, could you honestly say that even though this one he was going at so many people's, was it better diss than Duppy though?
Duppy freestyle was crazy. It was absolutely insane, but that was also a different Drake. So, you know what I mean? If you want a hip hop head Dre, I'm gonna take Duppy freestyle. If you want today's Dre kind of just trying to mesh in with what's going on in the music game right now as far as clever and all the aspects of music, I'm gonna go with what's this called? Push-ups? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'll give you another one. Did he say anything on this song that was better than "It Bothered Me When the Gods Get to Acting Like the Bras"? His
uh
first line, his first couple of bars from "Stay Scheming." Did he say anything crazier than that on this song?
I can't, yo, you know what's funny? I wish I know there's something. I know it is. I know it's there. I can't think of because I honestly I listened to the song like 4 times. I'm not one of those people that have listened to it a billion times already, have it memorized, and reciting it back. I've listened to it enough times to understand what it's about. There's some bars that he said in there that were pretty good. You know what I mean? Very direct. The size 7 men's was a crazy bar. The bar where he said he's at the top of the mountain and to have this conversation, I had to hike down. That's crazy. That was a crazy bar. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but there were a few bars in there that could compete with a lot of Drake tracks as far as how clever. Some of them were whatever, like the Interscope one and Aftermath. Who has it? What rapper from the 90s hasn't used Interscope
But
and
but the
Aftermath?
way he used it for Kendrick made sense though.
I
Yeah.
got you Interscope. Everybody's
Yeah,
used that.
like the way he used it for Kendrick, it kind of more like people just used it. I don't remember people using it for like this is, but the way he used
Right,
it,
right, right. It was more.
I,
It was more. Yeah, more relatable. Definitely more relatable than definitely than Kendrick. And then even when I don't think people understand what he did in that song as far as ruining Metro Boomin's life at least for the next month. But Metro Boomin cannot go anywhere in public now without somebody randomly screaming, "Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga."
Metro.
People are going to be screaming that at him everywhere he goes now. Do you understand?
But I think he's cool as long as he's number one. But now every time Drake's gonna be in the States, all you're gonna hear is white boy, you get your BBL,
You know,
do whatever to your nose, white boy.
like Rick Ross, I gotta give it up for that. The
But
BBL Drizzy that's great. That's great. I like that. That was very clever. BBL Drizzy is wild.
I
Are you
still think
surprised? Are you
oh,
surprised that Rick Ross's antics going into this altercation with Drake?
What I'm seeing is a lot of people that Drake had around him who had a lot of animosity and anger towards him the entire time. And now they're able to let out that anger and animosity without any fear of it affecting their careers in any way. So that's what I see happening from all of these artists right now, as far as any of that type of shit.
The stimulus is dead.
You know what I mean? Because even the shit that they saying is not new. It's not new stuff that just happened. This is shit that they've been harboring over for years. And usually a la Diddy style, when you're at the top of the game, you're allowed to get away with a lot more until your enemy finds somebody who can kind of rival you a little bit. And then you start to see who's really had your back and who didn't really have your back. And I think that's what's happening right now. And if it's true, I'm gonna just be 100 with this one. If it's true that all of this shit is about some girls and Drake tapping these men's girls, you're in the wrong industry. Y'all been recycling the same females in that industry for decades, bro. What are we talking about? Like the same girls have the same baby daddies with this baby and that, and then when they date this guy, they date. Rick Ross was about to marry. Well, I don't even remember what her name was, but we know what she's famous for.
Lyric galore.
Thank you very much. We know what she's really why she's popping in the industry. We know. And he was about to marry that. So if you gonna be mad about somebody tapping your girl or whatever, you gotta step your game up, man. As a man, you need to step your game up.
but he did the exact same thing though. he got in his feelings for ASAP fucking getting Rihanna.
I know, but that was the love of his life. That's different. That's
So,
different.
oh my God.
That's not
So
different.
that's not different. So,
Listen, everybody
again,
has that line for Drake. Like, oh, Drake does it. It's different. Like,
so
come
again,
on,
Drake
yeah.
can't. I don't care if we're doing business together. Drake
Yeah.
can't. You can hit all of my any shawty you can that I'm talking to, whatever. My manners is off. Like that's off limits, and I think that's their problem. Is Drake didn't care who your manners was. I hear that's just one of the problems. But like, yeah, like
Yeah, like I heard
no,
that.
it
Yeah.
doesn't.
There's probably more. There's definitely probably more. I hope there's more. I hope it's more than just that. But I mean, if that's
But
one of the issues, I'm just saying, as a man, if I'm gonna be hunting with you, if I have a girl and she goes and she finds some guy and she wants to go and go, go do that, go be with that. Don't like, it's cool. I'm good because as a man, secure, I know I'll be able to find something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't, there's not one girl in this world. Like, I know everybody says this idea of soulmates and all this type of stuff. I love it. I love the idea of it. It's stupid, but I love the idea of it. You know what I mean? And because how many soulmates have gone out and cheated on their soulmate? You know what I mean? And like, come on, let's divorce rate is that high with soulmates. I just can't see any of this being real. You know, that's the world that I live in. But I'm just saying, like, if you are secure as a man and you're really a man for real, and you know where you hold yourself, if you get left by somebody or a woman wants, let her go. Let her go there and go find yourself a next woman. There'll be somebody who looks just like her, if not better. I guarantee it. More women in the world than men.
That's not the issue though. If me and you, if I'm in a relationship with a shawty and she decides to fuck somebody, that's cool. But if she decides to fuck somebody that I'm have some sort of partnership with, I'm working with, and he's DMing her, he's trying to what do you say, like making the first move, making first contact. What else are you doing behind my back? I think that's the issue that these guys are having with him. Not the fact that it's like the shotties are gonna be, girls are gonna be girls. But if you're supposed to be my girl, or you're supposed to be my dog, and you know that this is my girl,
right?
Why are you hollering at her? Why are you even hollering at her behind my back? Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell me on the reels. I want to fuck your shorty.
To make it worse, these guys make money together. So it's just like, bro, like, what do you want to ruin the business relationship for this? After I told you, like, nah, that's a my thing, this, and we want to go behind my back?
Yeah, and then on top of it, it sounds like he was dealing with a lot of these girls while these guys were still with them. I think that's that is what it's sounding like to me. Like these girls were, or it was fresh. It was still wrapped in the plastic when he decided to unwrap it, you know?
This is why when we have these Toronto conversations, y'all gotta take out that whole Drake fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, I know Drake can rap. Like what he just did, if that really is him, that's what I was expecting. A little bit better, but I know what you can do. But I take off my Drake cap after a while, and it's just like, this nigga moves sick. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a sick man in the industry.
Yeah.
You can just like academics said it, fam. If it is true and you're allegedly you tried to smash Weekend's thing, and like, fam, you gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? I know Weezy put out the song. You guys are on the song. I wish I could fuck every girl in the world. I know, not all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, but guts, you never had that girl that you've been chasing after for so long, and you thought it was gonna work out between you two, and then somehow she goes and she breaks your heart, and you go on that slut run. You go on that, okay, you don't want me? I'm gonna show you that every other girl here wants me. Drake is just rich enough to where his could last for decades.
I didn't need a breakup to do that. Again, I'm a Toronto man. I understand where Drake, like, if there's anybody that understands, I used to fuck all my brethren's girls, all right? Baby moms, wives, even Vegas gets at me and says that I tried to holler at one of his baby moms. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. Like, I get where he's coming from.
Noted.
But then as yes, so no, not anymore. I'm good now. But like, as I matured, that's what I'm saying. I had to realize what I was doing was wrong, fam. One of my brethren came. I don't think this is the first time I ever told this on One of my brother Kim cried to me, so like, "Yo, fam, you killed my shawty, fam. Her pokes wasn't right for weeks." And da 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 da. I was just like,
Oh no, no.
I'm like, I'm like, yo, she's fucked up. She actually told you that I smashed her. That's all I was thinking about. I'm like, yo, fam, the girl said she wasn't gonna say anything. Like, she schooled me and said me like, yo, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I was like, all right.
He
And
was
then she
mad.
ended
He
up
was
telling, yeah, she must have gotten to arguing with the dude, and they, oh yeah, well, Guts' thing is better, and it broke his heart, fam. So
but
from
I'm
that day,
saying after that, that guy probably went on a tear. He he went to the first club that he could
He
find.
got married. He got married.
maybe,
He
yeah,
got married.
they got
To her?
Oh, is that how that story ended
they
out?
got kids like maybe like a couple of months
Oh,
after.
well, you know what? You know what? They were probably soulmates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna. They were so. They were meant. It was meant to be. I was just a roadblock in the relationship. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
I look at it like hell. If you guys didn't have that little situation, you probably would have never got married and have kids and do all that. So you know what I'm saying? I'm the blessing in disguise.
What
Should
is
have
a
been.
good relationship without a test here and there? You know,
What? That's what I say.
you guys. In other words, thank you.
You guys are welcome. I'm gonna go. I gotta message them and tell them look out for this when they see this.
Okay, no, 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 no. No, I was joking this now, Gus. I was joking still. That wasn't a real thank you.
Oh man, don't kill me. But Dre Cey, man, thank you for chopping it up with us. I know we wanted you for like 10 minutes. We got you for like almost an hour.
Holy
Hey,
shit. Really?
hey, good timing. It was a good day. It was a good day to do it, man. So I'm here.
Right?
I'm here anytime, man.
I know
Anytime,
that
bro. I love
I
your
know that
shit.
you're back on social media because you're taking a little break. Do you want to give people your socials? I don't know if you got a YouTube or
I mean,
anything.
we can give them the socials. I ain't really on anything right now. I got some stuff that I'm kind of brewing that I want to reveal when I'm ready to reveal it. But I mean, if you do want to follow me, it's at it's Dre Cey, Drecey on Instagram, on X or whatever. All those things, man. It's the same name. It's the same name. But I'm just here because I love having conversations with Guts. I got to meet Vegas today. These guys, what they're doing out here is incredible. And once again, thank you for having me on, man. I love the conversations that we always have. So,
Dope, man. Appreciate you for coming on. Hopefully we can do this again.
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's your
Live this
boy.
time though. Live, live,
Yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah. Well,
live.
we bring him in person. That's like.
Just send the details and I'll pull up, man. I'm there.
So say that then. You already know.
Even though I'm the op.
Well,
Listen.
I gotta look at your contract and the splits and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I can tell you it's better than Kendrick's contract.
Oh, it probably is. It probably is. They pay good over there. They pay good over at my own network. I know. But anyways, it's been your boy Gutsy.
Boy, Vegas.
And we're off for this.
Ah.